Hey guys, welcome back. Carter, BitsBeTrippin. This is your weekend update. This is a new episode series that I'm starting that I'm going to be putting out every Sunday, kind of looking at what happened during the week with the various cryptocurrencies. So this could be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, you name it. I'm going to try to cover it and kind of give you guys just a recap of things that were either influential on the system, if that was, somebody making a tweet storm about something, all the way down to a project's execution of part of the roadmap. So like when Cardano is going to come up with its update in a few weeks, we will cover that in detail. What's it mean for people, that sort of thing. So this is really in response to a lot of messages I get all the time about what's going on in the crypto space, or getting, family members that just forward me different news that I'm obviously tracking, and then I have to provide an update to them. So I'm trying to capture my thoughts, what matters in the space to me from my own research, and just give you guys another touch point on these kind of events of, what is the bottom line up front? What's it mean as far as somebody like myself that tracks this industry as close as I do? Now let's go ahead and get right into what this week had entail. Obviously, probably the largest news was Elon Musk coming out and making a few tweets out there that I think triggered the entire space when he came out officially with what looked to be a company prepared note, as he just tweeted the picture of it, that said that they would stop receiving Bitcoin for purchases on their cars, which, mind you, they just started doing that pretty recently. And while nobody but Elon Musk can probably answer that question of why he did it, but with the follow-on of pumping up Doge and several other tweets after that, and then trying to show transaction speeds and throughput faster, along with maybe a greener footprint that Doge can have by having a merge mine with Litecoin, it's just an interesting world we're living in right now where this is a thing, and people are going to staunchly defend, both sides, because you're going to have all the degen, investors that are coming out with, heavy leverage on Doge's gain. And, obviously the longer term play with Bitcoin being the store of value, you're going to have kind of a tug of war there for a bit. You had Saylor pick up some more Bitcoin also this week. And a lot of the other coins out there really pumping up. Cardano really probably the largest benefactor of the Elon tweets when it comes to the Bitcoin side of not accepting Bitcoin anymore for, the purchase of Teslas, and that he would be looking for a more, energy efficient solution. People pumping up Cardano saying that, it could maybe fall into that. Or this really started up a mainstream media confusion where you just had tons of threads of, misinformation when it comes to how much Bitcoin is done renewably, where is the Bitcoin mining happening, and just, looking at any source of truth is very hard on this because you have conflicting numbers from conflicting different media institutions. I guess I would say, from my opinion, this is probably why you're waiting so long on this video so far, is what's my opinion on this? My opinion is nothing has changed fundamentally with the structure of this bull run of what's going on. People in general understand that Bitcoin is the flagship cryptocurrency. It has the most proof of work. It is the most secure network on the planet. And it's been obviously the longest running cryptocurrency out there. I see nothing unseating that period. It is a lot of folks tracking the metric that is Ethereum, or Ethereum's entire ecosystem, going to flip Bitcoin. And when you look at it from the fact that there's a lot more Ethereum out there, and as it gets price discovery, that could happen. But does that metric really matter when it comes to total market cap versus the unit cost price of a Bitcoin? And I think what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to get another large bull run and, drive up to some of these figures that we're looking at as more institutions allow, a common investor that's, maybe just making some adjustments in their Fidelity accounts, and they take a position, a cryptocurrency market basket, which is the way a lot of these are going to be set up. You're going to have a scarce run on Bitcoin's, availability. And it's just going to drive up price because of that scarcity. With Ethereum, you have a more of a horizontal kind of growth perspective where you have the base currencies going to increase. However, there is a huge amount of other infrastructure, ERC20 tokens, NFT buying, separate stores of value that are going to be created within that ecosystem. When you look at the totality, yes, it could absolutely exceed Bitcoin's total market cap when you look at a full platform. And, the real, I guess I'll close it with, what about like things like Cardano or Polkadot or any of these other networks, and when you start to see these networks come into their own, where real application, or they find their first big thing that kicks off on their platform, kind of what CryptoKitties did in 2017 for Ethereum, and showing that you could have this larger NFT marketplace that people want, and it starts to show transaction volumes that end up breaking parts of the network. This is what Cardano, this is what Polkadot and some of these other networks are actually got to go through. They're going to have to go through the growing pains of when they get their first big dApp or app on their network. What breaks when there's volume? Most of these other numbers that they're presenting showing transaction throughput speed, when you start actually getting lots of actual use case and volume, you're going to see things break. I'm calling it right now out for people that don't understand the architecture and the way things work. Is once you start getting that large critical mass on there, you're going to see things that break. And then how they respond to those fixes and adjust things are really what's going to help add its value proposition when it comes to, can it take on some of these other networks or be complementary in the crypto space? So things I'm looking forward to coming up here in the next few months. Again, super bullish on the entire space. Don't let Elon's tweets discourage you as he starts to discover how deep down the rabbit hole he wants to go in the crypto space, and if he's going to fund development or any of that kind of stuff. So hopefully this was a quick one for you guys, just kind of recapped what happened this week. Really interested what's going to be going on this week as we start to deep dive on some of these other networks. And we're going to do our NFT deep dive this week and get into another exploration of Matic, the Matic token on the Polygon network, which I shouted out about 3 weeks ago, and we've seen that rise almost 100%. So kind of got ahead on that one. If you guys were watching the video, if you haven't liked, subscribed, do that, and I will catch you guys on the next one.